Hello everyone, thank you for this opportunity to be part of Elle 2019, celebrating 15 years of IEEE Women in Engineering in your college. Let me begin with the work we do at Women's Business Incubation Program. We work with women entrepreneurs to set up and scale their businesses. We do that by providing them with co-working space, access to funding, networking, mentoring with domain experts, marketing, sales, and digital engagement. Most importantly, we also work in policy awareness and also facilitating government schemes aimed at promoting women entrepreneurs. WBIB was set up as a research program with the support of Center for India and Global Business at the University of Cambridge, where I graduated with a master's in technology policy from the Judge Business School. My work is primarily in policy domain, and I'm currently a policy leader fellow at the European University Institute Florence. Today, I will share with you some of our learning experiences from WBIB and also some of the policy measures that has to be put in place immediately to address the underrepresentation of women in the startups in Kerala. So are women really underrepresented in startups in Kerala? Well, let's look at the numbers. According to the most recent report by Kerala Startup Ecosystem, the Kerala Startup Ecosystem report in 2018, it is said that less than 13% of the startup founders are women. So there is definitely a gender gap issue, and we will look at the potential corrective measures to address this issue. And I was invited to talk in at this event, I was asked to speak about how can women build startups. Well, I think the process is pretty much same for both men and women. We start with the idea, then move on to building the team and product, test your product or service in the market, then sell it to actual customers, then scale your business through fundraising or through your profits. It's a very simple, oversimplified version, but I think it captures most of the stages in building a startup. As you can see, the process is pretty much the same for both men and women. Yet, gender plays a very important factor in all these stages, leading to the larger issue of underrepresentation of women in startups. For example, let's take the ideation stage. At WBIP, 90% of our applications are for starting a fashion business. Now, it is a popular choice followed by food, beauty, and craft business. It is not just the monetary benefit that inspire women to start fashion business. They see a lot of women doing fashion business and think, if she can do it, I can do it too. Well, I sincerely hope that people would start thinking, everybody is doing it, maybe I should do something different. Every time a lawyer, engineer, or journalist walks into our office, we expect them to start a business based on their academic and professional experience. But that almost never happens. But then again, there are exceptions. For example, one of the fastest growing media startups, the News Minute, run by a journalist who used to work with Times now, Tanya Rajendran, is a client for a co working space in Kerala. So, at the ideation stage, we see a lack of interest in domains such as legal, medical, defense, biotech, etc. At the individual level, women need to think beyond these traditional verticals where they are already overrepresented, say, for example, in fashion, food, beauty, etc., and start new businesses in verticals where they are underrepresented. We are currently seeing a pattern where women professionals are pursuing fashion, food, and craft as a side gigs. And we hope this will extend to women entrepreneurs also very soon. At the policy level, we need to identify the verticals in which women are underrepresented and design specific opportunities, incentives, and policy measures encouraging women to start business in these verticals. Domain specific accelerator programs or incubator programs can address this issue to a large extent. But even when such programs exist, social conditions might not be in your favor. Let me give you an example. I remember this very talented professional, a Carnegie Mellon graduate who joined the Fab Labs in Technopark in Kerala. Fab Labs is a technical prototyping platform that encourages innovation and entrepreneurship. So she joined the Fab Labs course. She was one of the very first and very few female candidates who got into the program. But shortly, she quit the course, discontinued it because she was asked to leave the labs earlier, and her male colleagues were allowed to work in the labs for a longer period of time. I mean, this is not a fair situation where she would end up performing way uh, less than her male colleagues, right? So she didn't find that to be a fair situation and she just quit. And I'm pretty sure this is a very similar situation for most of the students who are listening to me now in your colleges and in your hostels. So, in addition to individual efforts to address gender bias, we need policy measures from the government and academic institutions to ensure equal opportunities for both men and women. This obviously doesn't mean that the response to the problem should be men being denied their current opportunities or women having restricted access to labs and libraries. The solution is equal and extended access for both men and women. In Kerala, we have witnessed various movements such as Break the Curfew and the most recent public interest litigation by Fahima Shireen on lifting the ban on mobile phones in hostels. Equal opportunities will have a positive impact on addressing the ambition gap or the idea gap. After the ideation stage, let's look into the building the team, building the product or service stage. Our research shows that one of the most ideal and the best time for building a startup, especially for women, is when you're in college. The chances of building a team with your friends, getting the infrastructure for building your startup, especially the labs if you are into biotech startups or other startups that require a huge infrastructure, partnering with academic and industry experts, access to co-working space, connectivity, ability to test your product or service among a large community of students. That's what Facebook did. And confidence of clients since you're attached to the university. Low risk related to the startup failure, and most importantly, the absence of social pressure and family responsibilities. I mean, relative absence of social pressure and family responsibilities. All this will contribute to the success of your startup. So I really hope you make the best out of your college life by venturing into startups while you're in college. Now, funding wise, there are a number of competitions and hackathons open exclusively for student community and that can help you with the initial seed funding. One of our policy experiments was launching an online startup reality show for the engineering students in Kerala. We did this to encourage the government to give money to the student startups directly rather than giving it to the colleges. Now, the government of Kerala has a scheme called the Idea Fest, where student startups are given funding for building the startups directly to the students and not to the colleges. We have recently partnered with IEEE Travancore Hub for a hackathon to address gender inequality. I sincerely hope you all would participate in that. Finally, I would like to continue this conversation and work with you to ensure a better representation of women in startups in Kerala. You can find me in Facebook and LinkedIn. It's Asha Jomis, ASHAJOMIS. We also have an internship program where students get to work on individual projects or startups. Most of our interns have also went on to securing admissions in foreign universities with scholarships and also other leadership programs. Our internship opportunities are listed in Internshala. Please do apply. We receive very few applications from female students in Kerala, and I hope that would change after this. So that's it. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to continuing this conversation online and working with you in the future. Thank you again.